In the name of God, who gives the natural resources to every country in the world. And we're going to look at the phosphate industry of Syria because we have been discussing how the economy is deeply connected to the geology and the ability for, or the strategic position of the country for trade across the world, especially via water. So we've uncovered, we know that Syria in the history has been number 5 in the world for phosphate trade, and they have generated just trillions of dollars from phosphate in Syria over decades, tens of years. And now, so Syria's trades are gas and phosphate. And we have discovered via Google Earth, which is not available in Syria, it's blocked. We've discovered satellite images all around the city where we live, Idlib, and it's showing that there's this massive phosphate industry completely surrounding Idlib. We're going to look at that entirely. So here's Idlib. Idlib is in a place in the world which is a massively economically strategic. It's between these two gateways from the Black Sea to the White Sea and the gateway from the White Sea to the Red Sea. So being here in Idlib, it's an incredibly economically strategic position. And the nearest great cities, any economic position of Idlib is going to be greatly connected with a large city near him. That is where the economic power focalizes when you see the city rise. And these are the big cities near him. This is his access to world trade. And Syria is known for phosphate, and most of that is in Palmyra, here out in the middle of the desert. So that's where it historically has been. And the other there is a number of very large cities of millions of people and very strong economies all along this borderland of Turkey, with the territory of Turkey, which is from here near Greece. These are very large cities like Mersin, Adana, and then Gaziantep is very large, Sanlurfia and Diyarbakir and Batman. These are million people cities. They're very big. And those are very powerful economies. And then the only large city here in the territory of Syria would be Aleppo. So that's the nearest largest city. And that's how the power structure is organized. We are going to continue in another video, inshallah, that we're going to discuss how more about the strategic position of this trade route and why this phosphate industry is so remarkable, and how the economic influence is here and here. And that is the power structure of the economy here. So, going to Idlib, here is Idlib, and we'll start here near the shore where Idlib faces the White Sea, and we will search this western side of Idlib. So I come down to the west of Idlib and immediately I see a phosphate mine. So it may appear small and it's just a patch of dirt, or a dust, but these are actually a very significant natural resource. So what is phosphate? Phosphate is all of the chemicals that we use in the world are from rocks. And phosphate is phosphate is rocks. And inside those rocks is the chemical components. And they not only get phosphate when they're digging these up, they just grab everything and then they truck it by tons and tons of this rock to this rock. They truck it to a facility, and then in the facility they use chemicals that help separate all of the chemicals in the rock, and what you get are chemicals from the rocks, and you just use chemical processes to separate them into as you wish. And as we know, not only are they getting high quality uranium in Iran from the Syrian phosphate mines in Palmyra, but they're also getting other different chemicals that they can use, including phosphorus. So here is the phosphate, and then when they break it down, it turns into phosphoric acid, and then you break it down further until you're left with the phosphorus, and that is the base chemical phosphorus. So it's here on the chemical table at 15. So, and we will continue to spread the information that phosphorus can be stopped with water, but you have to stop the air from getting to the phosphorus. So to pour water on phosphorus will not work. You need to submerge it entirely so that it's under the water. And at that time, it cannot take the air, then the phosphorus ceases. So, must be submerged. That is here on, and that's also, they have the, looks like an older prison because part of it is demolished. And there's the camps here too. That's the camp. This is rather the prison. So there is a prison near here, and we can see from the satellite images, it's not in a good condition, so it's possibly not in use. And these are camps sitting on the top of old dugout phosphorus mines. So this, I'm going to continue, and we're going to see all of this has been, Google Earth has been blocked. The satellite images are completely blocked in Syria. The people who have the biggest stake in it and needed to see this information the most are the ones who are absolutely blocked from it. So we're going to continue now. So as you see, here is Idlib, and I've moved from the corner here around to these mountains, and I've come into another phosphate mine here, right here. So gotta get the 2020. So Google Earth has the capability to show us new satellite images every month or every couple months. And the last one was a couple years ago. So now we know that they have new images that they're hiding. Absolutely. And here is what the phosphate mine looked like in 2020. So it's possible that the images, the new images, are deleted because they are increasing their work here. They could possibly be increasing it. And already it's massive. It comes around the corner. So these are phosphate mines, and it may look small, but this is like kilometers to move along this road to come across the entire. And here we actually in 2020 already, they had their processing facility so they can separate, and they've got all of their trucks, which they were using to move it over. So we are right around Idlib. There's Idlib. And we're going to continue. Find all of them. So we're still, this is Syrian territory. We're near the Turkish border. So here's the border of Turkey and Syria going this way. All right. These are the townships here in the valley for Syria. So I found like nearly 10, and we're gonna go find them. They are all in Syrian territory, not in Turkish territory. So here's Sarmada. Let's see what we have. We'll turn our heading around to make it easier to navigate. So now we have turned around. We're orienting ourselves towards the north to make it easier to focus. Here is Idlib, and here is the mines that we just looked at. We had one in the west. We have one here. All very large, and they've already gotten it very deeply. And then it seems they have their processing facilities here, so they can separate all of the chemicals. And this will make you billions of dollars in 1 year. Every year you would make billions of dollars, and certainly in a decade you would have trillions. Within 10 years you'd be trillions. It would be trillions of dollars generated from these things. So this was one, and then the other one we just saw was right here. So now that's the one we just looked at. So now we have 3, and we're here near the borders, and we're going to continue this way. Above Sarmada, we found this small start. It looks like they've begun a new operation here, and that's from 2022. So the summer of 2022. And now just here, sort of northeast, we're going to come into another very large operation like these towns, and the cities are around him. So if we could have the Google Earth take a moment to load. So we'll look at the names of the cities, and then we see a great number of mines, and we don't know who is working at these mines in order to be able to accomplish this. But we know that this is the Northwest Territory for the Syrian Salvation Government. And this is on their watch. And continuing eastwards towards Dara al-Isa. So this was west of Tal Eda. Coming this way. Do we see anything? No. And so this is the Syrian border with Turkey, and there's Rehanli. And what we'll know is when we explore the borderlands, we don't find phosphate mines in Turkey. They're all in Syria. The phosphate mines are in Syria. So, and then there's quite a few in this area. And so this is now Gendaris, but we'll focus to the south where Aleppo is, and we find this massive series of mines to the east of Aleppo. So east of Aleppo, that is territory that's guarded by Assad, Iran, and Russia, and they are working a lot more deeply. These are probably older mines, And they've got a really big operation here. These are quite large. These are very big. They've really got a really big operation going there. And there was more here. So, I mean, the more deeply that you can go, you can find new things. You'll find different minerals and metals and chemicals. So they have got it intensely deep. You can turn the heading around and show you that it's intensely deep. So that's what it would look like. I mean, these could be like 500 meters. These could be like half a kilometer deep. They're just very, very, very big. And now I said that there was nearly 10 phosphate mines around the area of Idlib alone. And we've passed by a few because they are all around this borderlands here. And that's where all 10 of the phosphate mines are. And we missed some because there was some very deep ones like that here near in the northwest corner of Syria. So let's try and find them where they were. So here is Medenki Lake, and here is a little bit west, and you can see that it is an operation, and they have a facility, and even the water is pulling here because there's so much water in the earth. So that's just another one, but there's more. And they are on this side, and they're all in Syrian territory. And I remember the name of the town, but if I could only locate it. And it was up in this way. Let's try and find it. Really hoping to find it. It's not near Dundares. It's southwards. This is Atma here. And what is this? I don't know what that is, but it's not a mine, not a phosphate. So, where are we again? So now we're moving back. This is Sarmada, and we've seen these phosphate mines. So we're going to continue back to the west of Idlib, where I know that there's more, and they're very, very deeply. So I don't think that we saw these ones here. So there's another group of them here, but we did see this one. So there was that one there, and so we are continuing. I believe we saw this one here near Abu Talha, where are we now? So now we're back to the west of Idlib. It's here near Mirat. So here directly north near Bohra. We've seen this one here, this way. So near Marat Misran, west of it, and directly north of Idlib, there is these mines. This is what I've been looking for. It's intensely deep. I mean, how do you think that he was driving his trucks down in there? Jelani, it's doing this because he's so smart. I don't know. Anyways, so this is the phosphate industry, and now we know the Syrian Salvation Government is involved, and they're got the money in their pockets. They must. Who has the money? And it's billions of dollars. And now if we go from Idlib here southward, now this territory, there is a lot of focus of battles here, and just south of it already we find one here. So these are very big and very deep. These are very deep. This could make you a lot of money. And there's another one exactly here. And so these are all over. And there is no news, there is no scientific papers, there is no government documents, there is nobody telling the public about this massive natural resource extraction from the northwest of Syria that is making billions of dollars every 1 year, and that requires, these are chemicals that they're getting out of it, powerful chemicals, and they are heavily regulated by international trade. It's not like you can just go on the black market for any length of time with this. And so these are great operations. And then it continues here near Jarada, and they're just everywhere, and they're just so big and so much money. Babila, and here's more. And this is now south of Idlib, where there's more fighting with Assad over this area. Probably Assad is trying to disrupt this. It's just meant as a disruptive attack. And here is, wow, just look at this incredible phosphate mining operation, making you billions of dollars every year. And imagine all of the things that you are going to be getting out of this here. And where is it? It is near Marat al-Numan. So now we're already quite far south of Idlib to near Marat al-Numan, where we know the government of Assad has a lot of control. And why is that? Marat al-Numan is a big phosphate mining town. And that has been for many, many years. And this is making a lot of money. And that is why the Assad wanted to continue to control it. So there we are. We have gone around the city of Idlib to understand what kind of economic powers that they have. And this lecture, this video is entirely focused for the phosphate industry of Idlib. Allahu Akbar.